one final option that we can do as well, which again saves us from having to have our private key in plain text, is going to be using something like Thirdweb deploy. So we actually have Kira from the Thirdweb team to explain Thirdweb deploy. Now she is going to use the npx command, which comes with Node.js and npm installation, which we haven't gone over in this course, but we will leave some links in the GitHub repo associated with this course to download that if you're interested. So take it away, Kira.
In this video, we are going to learn how to easily deploy any contract to any EVM chain using one simple command. This command requires no setup, hard-coded private keys, RPC URLs, or scripting required. Thirdweb handles all of the complexities for you. Because there's no need to export your private key, this is much more secure. The deployment is done through the dashboard UI using your own wallet. So with that said, let's jump into deploying our contracts. So let's say we have cloned this repo or written our own contract. This can obviously be any contract at all, but I have gone ahead and cloned this simple storage contract just to demonstrate how we can deploy our contract. As you can see in the sidebar. So I've opened this up in my code editor. In the sidebar, there is no .env file. I haven't set up an RPC URL. I haven't exported my private key. There is no setup needed here. I want to reiterate this. You do not need to pre-install anything. There are no dependencies. So to deploy our contract, we are going to run the simple command npx thirdweb deploy. So what this done is detected our project type, which is Foundry, and also could be Hard Hat or Brownie. And then it has compiled our contracts, and then it's allowing me to select which contract to deploy. So I'm going to select the simple storage contract. So this is now uploading the contract metadata to IPFS, and it means that our contract is going to be automatically verified. If you would like more details on how this actually works, then please go ahead and visit the Thirdweb developer docs, which you can see here, which is at portal.thirdweb.com/deploy. And you can read all about how this works. So what's happened now is that a browser tab has popped up in my browser. And this allows me to deploy my contract from a front end. So if I had constructor params, which I do not in this case, there are no constructor parameters, then I would be able to fill these out from the front end right here. Next, what we need to do is select the chain that we want to deploy to. As I said, this can be any EVM network. So we can select ones that are popular, such as Base, or we could add a custom network if this is not already in the list, but I'm going to select Mumbai. When I click deploy now, this is going to trigger two transactions. The first one is going to be the transaction to deploy my contract. The second one is going to be a message, which I will sign. And this is a gasless step. And this just adds your contract to your dashboard so that you have a user interface in which to interact with this contract, a little bit like Remix. So I'm going to click this button. I'm just going to sign these two transactions, and then I will be right back. As you can see, our contract has now been successfully deployed. How easy was that? Awesome. So you can see the contract address here, which we can copy if we needed to use that later. I'm just going to give you a very quick overview of the dashboard. So there's this build tab here, which just enables you to build your contract into a front end with easy to use hooks for different languages, hooks and functions for different languages. The Explorer tab allows you to see all the read and write functions on your contract. So you could add a person and then input the parameters here. You can store, list the people, name to favorite number, and retrieve all of the functions that we wrote in the contract. You can see and interact with here. You can see the events on the contract and the source code. As you can see, this was a super simple, easy, and safe way to deploy your contracts using Thirdweb. Thirdweb is the fastest way to build Web3 apps. We can have SDKs in multiple languages. We have pre-built contracts. We have a Solidity SDK and infrastructure for your Web3 development needs. For more information, please head to thirdweb.com or visit our documentation. And if you have any questions, please head to our Discord.